Hi guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video, and today it's time for a book haul. See, I know I told you in like only a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't gonna have any other book hauls on my channel in a while. That turned out not to be completely correct, and the reason is, first off, this one was one I forgot to mention last time that was on its way. It was my pre-order of a book, so I'm gonna start out by unboxing that one. It took ages for it to get here. I mean, considering this is their pre-order service, this took way too long. But I'm very excited about the book. And it is City of Lies by Sam Hawke. This is the UK edition. What I know about this is that Robin Hobb blurbed it. It says, if the first line doesn't make you buy this book, you should hand in your fantasy lover's badge. So I'm just gonna read the first line because I'm curious. Ooh, yeah. It is just like something that will intrigue me for sure. It's been praised by Adrian Tchaikovsky and Kate Elliott, John Gwynne, who I absolutely love. So I hope to read this and enjoy this. I know Sam from Sam's Nonsense read it and DNF'd it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be thinking about it, but I'm excited about it anyway because we don't always agree on the same things, so maybe I'll enjoy it. It's supposed to be pretty slow, which I like slow because Robin Hobb writes slow stuff. So hopefully I'll enjoy the characters and then make my way through there. I don't know when I'll get to it. I hope that I'll get to it in September because I am very excited to get to it, but I have quite some heavy plans for September, so I don't know if I can manage to fit it in. But I will definitely try after this translate-a-thon is over to get to this one. So that was the book that I didn't mention in my last book haul because it was on the way here and I was waiting around for it. But since I have another book haul, I decided to add it here. And this part of the book haul is because I was thinking I want to collect all of the Discworld books in two types of copies. One part is going to be all used books that I can scribble through, read through, you know, just read it and put my thoughts in, tab it, and maybe even scribble in it, so that I can have those to read from. And then I want to have the hardcover editions. I'll show a cover of that here, that I would like to use as a separate part of my edition that I'll have on display on my shelves once I get more room. So I went onto my the website that I use for used books mostly because I can get them a lot cheaper and it doesn't cost me very much to send it here. I found one of my tiny scissors. I don't know where my larger scissor is right now. Maybe. Anyway, I went onto my used book buying page and searched for all of the Discworld books and added them all to my wish list. And then I looked at how many that were in stock, and all of those that has 5 or less books in stock, I decided to get right away. A lot of them had like 10, 15, 20 copies plus something, and I decided not to even bother with those right now, but I have a couple of things, and hopefully, yeah, I think I got the majority of them in the edition I want, and some of them not so much in the edition I want, but you know, it's going to be the used copy, so it doesn't matter. And I know that 4 of them I've read, and the rest of them I haven't, and I have 11 in total. I should have 11 in total, but I'll look through it now. Go through it one by one. Let's start out with the 4 books that I already read. There's The Color of Magic, which is the first one. This is the mass market paperback edition. It's pretty old and it has the old type illustrations on top on it, but I don't mind. I like how they feel, so I don't think they're going to be annoying to read. And the font size is not that bad. And the other one I have is one of my absolute favorites, and that is Maud by Terry Pratchett. This is the first book in the Death series, and I really love this book. I love the cover as well. It's just... Oh, this has a larger font than the other one. But yeah, another one of those. And the next one I have is Guards by Terry Pratchett. This is also one of my absolute favorite Discworld novels so far. This is book 8 and the first book in the City Watch series, and I can't wait to get back to this. This is actually one of the longest Discworld novels I've read so far, I think. It's definitely longer than the other of the books that I've chosen so far. And the last one of the ones that I've already read is Eric by Terry Pratchett, or Thorst. This is like the shortest of the Discworld novels. It's like only 150 pages. It took like nothing to read it, but it is actually one of the, it's not one of the novellas, it is one of the novels. It's one of the Rincewind novels, and yeah. It's not my favorite, but I want to own them all, so I need to get this one as well. But the first one I have is The Last Continent. I need to remove this sticker, by which I think is one of the standalones. I don't think it's part of this one of the sub-series. Then I have Thief of Time, which I don't know what that one's about. I don't know if that's also one of the standalones. Then I have Small Gods, which I know is the next one. No, the next one after the Witches book is like number 12, 13. Yeah. Which this is one of the Discworld standalones. And then I have Soul Music, which is the next one in the Death series, and yeah, those Death books has been some of my favorites so far. Then I have The We Free Men by Terry Pratchett. This is another type of edition, but I like this one. And then I have Snuff, which I think is part of the City Watch. Yeah, Angmar City Watch. Yes, and yeah. Be a while before I get to that one. And the last one I got was A Hat Full of Sky by Terry Pratchett. This is one of the last ones. Some of the Tiffany Aching books, but I think it's either the second to last or the last one. I kind of forgot what the last one's called right now, but it's one of the last few Discworld books, so there's gonna be a while before I get there, but that's why I think it's in hardcover and not in paperback. But yeah, I'm happy to have it though. So those are the physical books that I've received over the past couple of weeks. And finally I also got a couple of Kindle books, so I'm just gonna go over them really quick. I got 10 Kindle books. I'm kind of going overboard these days, but the first one I got was Sufficiently Advanced Magic by Andrew Rowe. I know this one was Kitty G's favorite book from the SPFBO stuff last year, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. And the next one is Obscure by Joe Hart, which I think is a newer release, and that's why I got it. And so I snatched it when it was only $2. The next one I have is Pitch Black by Elise Noble, which I think is a thriller sort of thing, and I am sort of getting into the thriller hype because we're getting into the autumn months, and so I will be ready to get into some of those books when we come to October. Then I have Soldier of Fortune by Kathleen McClure, which I think is a sort of urban fantasy with dragons thing, or maybe an alternate universe sort of urban fantasy, I'm not sure, but it was $0, so that made me decide to get it. The next one I got was The Walls Around Us by Nova Renzuma, which is an author I've heard of, but I've never read anything by her. And this was only $1, so I snatched it. The next one I got was The 11th Percent, which I think is a haunted house mystery. And so again, part of my, I'm getting into a thriller mode, horror mode. I decided to get it. And then I got Unchained by Jaylin, which I know is one of her standalones. Jaylin is also the author Jennifer L. Armentrout. And I've read a bunch of books by her that and all of them I've more or less enjoyed. So I wanted to read this one as well. And then I got The Palace Job by Patrick Weeks, which I know Sam from Sam's Nonsense has been talking about, and she recommends it because it's very humorous and funny. And I like humorous and funny, I mean Terry Pratchett, you know. So this is when I'm in the mood for sort of that type of book. And then I got Every Single Secret by Emily Carpenter, which I think is a psychological thriller. That's at least what the synopsis said, like in the beginning. And I like this cover, it was quite intriguing, so I decided this could be one of those thriller books that I'll get to soon as well. And the last and final book that I got was Seduction, Deceit and a Slice of Apple Pie, which I already got the first one, and this one was free, so I was like, yeah, if I like the first one, I would like to get the second one. And these are just part of a cozy mystery series, and yeah. So these are all of the books that I received over the past month. But seriously though, I am planning not buying any more books, so hopefully that will stick. And I will try and find some spot for my Terry Pratchett books on my shelves, at least the ones that I've read, and the other ones will go somewhere behind my wrap books, and I'll take them out whenever I get to them, because I'm not going to be wrapping them up, because I'm gonna read them kind of, I'm sort of in a mood where I read them pretty frequently right now, and I want to get to the next one like soon. So maybe once a month, I'm not sure, maybe once every second month, and so I don't want to wrap them up and not be able to find them. So this was all I had for you today. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of Terry Pratchett's books and what your thoughts were on them. Do you also consider getting multiple copies of them, or do you already have multiple copies of all of their books? And let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the books, the other books that I've mentioned in here today, and let me know if there's anyone you'd like to recommend of the ones that you've read, so that I can pick them sooner. And yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.